Welcome back to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. Our mission is to share what we have learned from our experience and the experience of others to help you make more money investing like a pro. We want to teach you how to create wealth by investing in real estate the Discount Property Investor way. To jumpstart your real estate investing career, visit freewholesalecourse.com, the most complete free course on wholesaling real estate ever. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, guys, welcome back. Today, Mike and I are going to be talking about the 3 pillars of wholesaling real estate. That's what we love to do, guys. Market to motivated sellers, wholesale real estate. So, the 3 pillars of wholesaling real estate. And the reason we call them the 3 pillars, it's actually kind of like a bar stool. So we need to come up with a better term for the bar stool method here, guys. But look at the 3 pillars like a bar stool, right? You got 3 legs on your bar stool. And if you pull one of those legs out, you're going to hit the ground if you're sitting on that stool. And basically, all 3 of these pillars are going to be equally important for you to be a successful wholesaler or have a successful wholesaling business. So what are these 3 pillars? These are basically the 3 money-making activities that are what wholesaling is consisting of, right? There's 100 things you can do to go wholesale a deal or better your wholesaling business. But if you stop doing one of these 3 things, your business is going to fall apart. These are basically the 3 things that you need to be doing at a minimum all the time, consistently.
What I like the most about it, though, these are the 3 things you need to start with.
And
continue doing consistently.
Yeah, right.
So that is something I think that we, because again, we help coach people, and we really emphasize is that, hey, you have to start doing this. You can ask me 1,000 questions about 1,000 different topics, and you can know all the ins and outs of what a double closing and an assignment is. But if you're not doing this right now, I can't help you. I can't help you make money in 60 days, 30 days, or less if you do not start doing this right now.
So I had a new student on last night, and I gave him access to the course, and he's like, I've been studying and researching for like 2 years. And I was like, how many offers have you made today? No, none. And it was okay. I knew the answers, right? How many offers did you make this week? None. How many offers did you make in 2020? We're in September at this point, right? And he's like, none. And I go, okay, well, here's the thing. I'm going to give you access to the course because that's included in the coaching program. And don't get upset if you know everything in here already. I wouldn't be surprised.
You should.
Some and or most of our students, they learn a couple things along the way in the course, but they know all of it already. And that's okay. Don't get upset with me because you know this. You are hiring me to get you results, not to teach you how to wholesale. Most of the time, they already know. But they're not sending offers, they're not marketing to motivated sellers, and they're not following up. Whoa, I just said the 3 pillars, didn't I?
You gave it away,
hey, baby. All right, so what are the 3 pillars, guys? It's simple. Marketing to motivated sellers is the first pillar. You got to do that, all right? If your phone isn't ringing or you're not ringing somebody else's phone, okay, you're not going to get a motivated seller on the hook. It's not going to happen. So pillar 1 is that. Pillar 2, and we're going to have a whole separate episode for Pillar 2 and Pillar 3. But Pillar 2 is making offers, right? You don't have any inventory to sell if you don't have anything under contract, right? So working your way backwards through this whole process, you can't get paid if you don't have a cash buyer that's willing to buy your contract if you don't have a contract. So sometimes it's better to look at the big picture and start from the back, to go forward to see what's required to even understand this business. So again, if you are not making offers, you are not going to do wholesale deals, period. So pillar number 2 is make offers, make a lot of offers. And then number 3 is just follow up, right? Follow up with your marketing, follow up with your contacts that you've ran appointments with, follow up with the contracts that got denied or you had to exit for some reason later. You may be able to continue working with those people.
Let's talk about marketing. So
today,
marketing is what we're talking about on this little clip.
Had to do the intro, though.
Yeah. 100%, man. Let's talk about marketing. So in wholesaling, we need our lifeblood is leads coming in.
It is, man.
If you are not talking to new people every day, if you're not finding or creating new relationships with people that own property, you're not going to be in this business for a long time. Again, you have to have new leads coming in the door, and you have to develop relationships with people because motivation changes. This is something that I'm getting into the next pillar. I got to stay on marketing. You have to market, guys. So marketing, there's several different ways that we do it. And there are free ways, and there are ways that cost money. There are ways that are list dependent. There are ways that don't depend on lists. We can categorize it 100 different ways.
Yeah.
The most important thing is you need to start doing it. You need to pick one method that works for you. And by works for you, meaning you are going to do it consistently.
That's right.
I think that's the most important part. Whatever method you will stick to, you will see results with. All of these methods work.
Every one of them works.
All of these methods work.
And I talked about that last night.
So
it's 50 different ways to find motivated sellers. Every single one of them works.
They do.
If you do it consistently and you're willing to invest enough time or money into them.
So let's talk about 5 of the ones, kind of the big ones that we have in this kind of synopsis on the 3 pillars of wholesale.
Let's do it, Mike. I'm ready.
All right. So number 1, let's talk about driving for dollars. Let's talk about what that is, how you do it, and
the benefits of
why
it.
it's good.
And why
Exactly.
it's good. Yeah.
And
So
we got to keep these.
All right, cool. It's like a fire round then here.
Yeah,
All right, driving
fire.
for dollars. Driving for dollars. Driving for dollars is one of the best ways to find leads and deals because it teaches you your neighborhood, right? It's going to get you in places that you wouldn't normally be when you were out driving for dollars. You are going to be writing down addresses or use the Deal Machine app, which is what Mike and I use.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually get 100 free skip traces if you use code DAVE, by the way, because they dropped the price of the skip tracing.
Sweet.
So you can get like 107 skip traces. Use code DAVE if you sign up for it. But the driving for dollars is the best way because you are going to find properties that are distressed. Typically, when you find properties that are distressed, the people that own the property are also distressed. And even if they're not, there's a reason why they haven't fixed the property. They can't afford it or they don't know that it's distressed, so on and so forth. So by using a driving for dollars technique, or in my case, Deal Machine app, because it's just safer and easier and way better to do it that way, you're able to get to know your own neighborhood and you're able to find properties that aren't on lists that everybody else can buy. Last but not least, the lists that you create from driving for dollars are unique to you and you alone. Boom.
Love it.
Love
Driving
it.
for dollars. So it's as simple as that. You're going out to neighborhoods that you are familiar with or not, just areas that you know someone is investing in. You are driving your vehicle around. You're saying that house looks like it might need work.
That house looks like shit.
Exactly. That house don't look so good. I'm going to write down the address. I'm going to find out who owns it. I'm going to find that person, and I'm going to find out if they want to sell.
I'm going to call them up. I'm going to say, hey, I'm Dave. You want to sell this piece of shit property that you got? It's not always that case. But that's it. That's what we do with marketing and driving for dollars. So what's next,
That's
Mike?
it,
I
man.
love
That's
it.
driving for dollars. Next one up would be bandit signs.
Bandit signs, man.
So bandit signs are the signs that you see on the side of the road that say, I buy houses. I'm going to digress real quick. I just saw a funny little meme, and it said, based on the signs I see on the side of the road, it looks like Trump is going to win. I buy houses is coming in second. And Biden is coming in third.
I love it.
So bandit
I love
signs.
it.
I know you've seen bandit signs.
You've seen them.
on the side of the road.
They work.
That say, I buy houses.
They're on telephone poles. They're on the little metal spikes. They're called bandit signs because you put them in the ground or you staple them to a telephone pole. Because you do that, you leave them there, right? They're not necessarily, what would you call that?
Well, they're called bandit signs because you're not getting a permit for it. Let's
Exactly.
just leave it at that.
Yeah.
You got to check your own municipality to find out if they're legal and what the
I've put out
consequences-
thousands of them and haven't had an issue. So just beware, though. Bandit signs.
essentially, it's
called
kind of-
bandit for a reason.
It's kind of like littering. I mean, it would be the way that it's a lot.
It's
of
marketing
people-
is what
a lot
it
of-
is.
A lot of people consider it.
Right.
So again, you don't necessarily. Let's just move past that. Look up your local ordinances.
Hey,
They're called bandit
we
signs
do
for a
them,
reason.
guys, and we buy them in bulk. We get like 500-600 of them at a time, and we go and we put these out. I wouldn't recommend you do what we do. I would say start with 20 or 30 a week and be consistent and do it every week. And you're going to have better results than what we do with them because when we do it, we'll get 30 phone calls, but we might not, be doing it consistently enough to have them out. So When you do anything in marketing, though, consistency, I think, is key. All right. So we did driving for dollars. We did the bandit signs. What do we have next?
Next up, cold calling and cold texting.
Yes. Cold calling and cold texting is a great way to market to motivated sellers. Now, cold calling and cold texting requires phone numbers. You got to have a phone number to do this. So if it's a property listed for sale by owner or for rent, that information is on Zillow, PropStream, any other website, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, so on and so forth. And you can do that in one-offs. Otherwise, you can create your own list by driving for dollars or purchasing those lists online. And then you have to skip trace those lists. And the skip tracing will give you the phone numbers and the email addresses of those property owners and sellers, therefore allowing you to be able to cold call or to cold text them. So I think I mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to say it again. Whenever you're doing your marketing, you are either calling them or they are calling you. Even if you do a web form and they fill it out, somebody still gets that message and has to call that seller. So you're either calling or texting out, or you are paying for marketing, which we're going to talk about next. This is a great segue into direct mail. Direct mail is no different than a billboard or a radio ad or an online ad, in my opinion, because you're just paying to get your message in front of somebody else that says, hey, got a house you need to sell? Call me. I got the solution and I got the cash. So we can do this. And that's it. So direct mail would be our fourth or fifth method here. And direct mail doesn't require...
I'm going to circle back real quick, though, because, okay, so how do you find numbers of people to call, right? So this is important. So we use somebody...
batch skip tracing.
Exactly.
Yep.
So you have to skip trace. Skip trace is the step in here where you find a list, then you find the people's contact info, either their mailing address or their phone number, and that's how you then cold call, cold text, or mail them.
Right.
So then we can segue here into the direct.
Yeah, we have a 20% discount if you guys want to use that. Also code DAVE, D-A-V-E. Keep it simple. One code, keep it simple. So, the cold calling does require the skip tracing. I love that. Now, the direct mail, you can drive for dollars, and you don't need to skip trace to send the mail because you just need the address of the home, right? Or if you buy a list online or pull one down from a list provider, again, you don't have to skip trace the list to send the mail because the list typically is an address and a name, or it may just be the addresses, right? So direct mail, again, is just a type of marketing that you're paying for. And it is mail that goes directly from me to you. That's it. That's why they call it direct mail. It's direct to the homeowner, all right? So driving for dollars. It's a great way to build your own lists. That was number one. Number two, I think, was bandit signs, right? Bandit signs are signs that you post up or leave on the side of the road to get your message out there. We buy houses. Call me at 314-555-5555, right? Next, we would talk about cold calling and cold texting, which requires skip tracing to do so. And that's the fourth method. The third method. Direct mail would be the fourth method, right? And then the fifth method is just going to be referral marketing, right? If you are already an agent, and the odds of you listening to this and being an agent is probably pretty high because most real estate investors are licensed, not all, but most. You can get a lot of business from referrals. So like literally me and Mike post on social media, once or twice a month that just says, hey friends, quick reminder, I buy houses. And somebody might see that and they say, oh man, my aunt's actually looking to sell her house like right now. Like, Dave, maybe you can go look at it and make my aunt an offer. It's got shit everywhere and she's kind of embarrassed to list it and it does need some repairs. So this would be a great rehab for you and it would be really convenient for her to not have to deal with the clean out and the repairs and the painting and dealing with the agents and dealing with the inspections and the appraisals and all of that.
So in referral marketing, that's, again, Dave is talking about your current network, which is great. But then you also, if you go out to networking events, so you can go to real estate investment groups, and you're going to meet other real estate investors. That's important to your business, but you may not necessarily find direct-to-seller leads that way. So it's important to go to other networking events or to other events that you enjoy doing and telling people what you do.
Yeah.
Telling people, don't hide it, is the key here. Tell people, hey, I'm a real estate investor.
Don't keep your business a secret. That's your line. I stole it. But that's it, though, man. I mean, you can't keep your business a secret. It goes against all business principles, right? You need customers. You need people to work with. So let everybody know that you can help them if they have a house they need to sell. So those are the list of ways that...
Well, these are the ones we're covering today.
Yeah.
They're,
the simplest ways.
Like you said, Dave.
And the most common, too.
There's tons of ways.
Yes.
I mean, we can probably rattle off another 20 ways in 10 seconds.
Easily.
Here, you know?
Right,
I mean,
right. But these are the ways. You look at it this way, Mike. 80-20 principle.
100%.
This is going to be 80%. The only thing I may add to the list would be, online marketing like pay-per-click, where you get a landing page or a website, and then you market that on Google, Facebook, YouTube, Bing, you name it. That's a little bit more sophisticated because it does require a website and the ability to run ads. But again, it's another way to go about getting either a motivated seller to call you or you to get their information so you can call them. And that is, my friends, what the first pillar of wholesaling real estate consists of.
That's right. Let's zoom back out.
Marketing to motivated sellers. So in the next episode, we are going to talk about pillar 2, making offers. Signing off. Thanks for listening to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to help us reach a wider audience. To jumpstart your real estate investing career, visit freewholesalecourse.com, the most complete free course on wholesaling real estate ever. We would also appreciate it if you left us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. Thank you in advance for your support. And remember, you make your money when you buy, you get paid when you sell. Now let's go build some wealth.